I've had this 752 coal loader for many years, and it's a project. It's dirty, it's missing the house. Uh, it does work, but the base is all rusty and it really needs some help. And since I've got this flyer layout upstairs, I thought I should finish it. So I bought another one on eBay, and it came with this base, and it was painted brown, and so I sandblasted it last night. I'll put some green paint on it this morning. It came with this house, but it turns out that the roof is, I don't know, almost looks like it's homemade. The house has been messed with. New tabs have been epoxied, and somebody put doors on it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But it did come with a good tower, and fits on like so. And it's got a good roof, and you can see the motor's missing all the parts. Well, the motor was in the package. This bag was in the box. And this bag of stuff was all over the bottom of the box, thanks to a wonderful shipping service. So, as you can see, there's a motor, brush holder, clamshell, the red tape that goes around the solenoid, there's brushes, there's even a control. This is a reproduction control, but that's fine. Windows for the house. There's the field for the motor, the armature. There's the pulley. So I think we have enough to make a working crane here. And I'll start by painting the base green, and I'll update you on progress. Today you get to see where I work, and I'm the first one here. It's dark inside, so we'll turn the lights on, and it's a hardware store. We predominantly sell lumber and hardware, and it's a real candy store for a railroader. And I want to select a green paint that will suit the base of the coal loader, and needs to be fairly bright. There's a lot of hunter greens, glitter green, real light greens. So I'll take some time looking, and while you're looking at the paint, I want to tell you my philosophy on painting. I have airbrushes, but I don't like the mess. And so if I can find anything close to a green in a spray can, I'll use it first. Well, I've selected a color called pistachio, and I think it's close enough. Remember, this is a repaint, and I'm not trying to fool anybody. I just want a good color that matches somewhat to the original. And while we're here, I'll show you some of the other things in the hardware store that I really like. Nuts and bolts. Here's the box of screws that I used last night to hold down the switch. Controls, number 6 by 1.5 inch slotted. Keep it period. Lots of nuts and bolts for the railroader. Tapes, different masking tapes that you might use, fasteners, glues. A lot of us really depend on different epoxies and super glues. Tools, lots of tools, safety equipment, mask to wear while you're spray painting, for instance. One of the fun areas is over by my desk, and that's a selection of brass tubing and shapes. Anyway, let's get started with the paint. Here's the base that I sandblasted last night. I washed it with soap and water, got all the grit out of it, blew it off with air, and it's all dry. I masked off the pulley on the bottom so that it doesn't get disturbed, and I've got this nut on top of the sawhorse so that I can paint the bottom first. I almost always paint the bottom first. I left that fiber plate there. I don't think it'll matter if it turns green. And I'm taking a little bit of a chance on pistachio. It seems a little light, but we'll give it a try. The nice thing about having this base suspended is that I can paint both the bottom and the side at the same time. I like the Krylon tips. They have a nice smooth application. What you want to do is light coats. Always light coats. And let it dry and come back. I think this is going to turn out fine. I think the color actually looks pretty good. It looks like an American Flyer color. While that's drying, I thought I could replace this grommet, or at least find a grommet. This is the grommet where the wires run through. It fits in this hole right here. And somebody had painted over the whole grommet. You can see the brown that it used to be. And I think we might have them down the fastener aisle in the store. I'm back down the fastener section at the hardware store. Looks like grommets are here. Top row has square corners. The bottom row has rounded corners. Looks like in the back here, that's similar. The OD on this one looks pretty good. Let's compare. OD looks right, but the ID looks too large. That back. And there we go. The things you can find at your local hardware store. I don't know if you're fortunate enough to have a small mom and pop hardware store in your community, but if you do, you should support them. I know there's a lot of things you can get at a big box store, but I just know that the help here is friendly, courteous. They'll help you find what you need. So that's all for today. Thanks for shopping the store, and we'll continue the Seaboard Coal Loader tomorrow.